Alright, everything should be set up. I go and swap over to my new screen. Wow, perfect timing. Go ahead and rearrange my windows real quick just to be sure everything is set up nice and neat.
Let's do this!
Let me show you my real power.
Let me turn down the volume just a little bit. This game gets really loud.
File select.
Gonna start a new game.
Story select.
My buddy should be joining up pretty soon. A few more minutes. Should probably wait for him. It'll give people time to show up. In fact, I think I'm just gonna swap back over to my my wait screen until he joins. So yeah, just give me a few more minutes.
A pot of melting cheese and memories of her face. I've been fighting demons in streets and in my mind, but now I'm lost in a reverie with Chun laid by my side. As the cheese bubbles, I dip her in oh so gently. Fighter spirit matches mine, we're tangled in a symphony. The grunge of the street meets the smoothness of the cheese in this unexpected love story. Anything is possible, you see. I don't Chun-Li upon melting Velveeta cheese. She's my street fighter queen, my heart is on its knees. The slow pace of our love intertwined with conscious melody. She's in Chun-Li, a fusion that sets me free. Yeah. In the primitive home where adventures abound, there's a tale to be told of a boy renowned. Wally the trainer with a heart full of fire. From Muggle to Verdanturf he would aspire. In Verdanturf town where the battles are fierce, while he found solace, the path came clear. He met Rabbi David, wise and kind. With each passing day's faith would unlock. Oh yeah, Wally's journey, a spiritual quest still involved. From battling Pokemon to lightning the spawn. In the Verdanturf town, his soul finds its rest. Wally's conversion, a testament to his zest. still embark. From Bally Pokemon to lighten the spark. In the Verdansk town, his soul finds its rest. Wally's conversion a testament to his zest.
Alright, I think we're just gonna go ahead and get started. Yeah, my friend should be joining in a few minutes, so, yeah, we'll go ahead and just start a little bit. Shouldn't... I still can't get over that transition. So stupid.
Story select.
Sigma Alpha 2.
Yeah, the Patriots were... I remembered it was kind of a meme. It was either that or the Broncos, I keep forgetting, but yeah, it was really both of those teams that people tended to root for a lot, and they would always win. What's the music from originally? Are you talking about the background music that I used for the transition? Or for the AI music that I just generated like a year ago? Because I was using something called Suno AI for like the wait music, but for the transition music I just looked up generic Asian jingle, and it was like the first thing that popped up. Ah. Yeah, just go on YouTube and type in like Asian jingle and it should be the first thing that pops up. I don't care how jank this game is. I think it's one of the best games ever. God damn it. Missed it. Besides all that, how you doing, Mr. Vids? I remember back in the day, people were trying to give this game crap, never knew why. I think it was just a lot of smug YouTubers that were trying to sound like they were smarter than they actually were. I remember it started with, like, Some Call Me Johnny's review on SA2. And he was very critical of it. Like, he wasn't trying to hate on it just for the sake of hating on it. Like, he brought up some good points, but it just kind of seemed like after he kind of popped that Sonic Adventure 2 hate cherry, he ended up, like, inspiring a bunch of other kind of pretentious, smug YouTubers like Pro Jared to do the same. But Pro Jared's review was so stupid that, looking back, people don't take his points seriously anymore on that. And then you had, like, you know, what's his face, Egoraptor. And he gave a bunch of brain-dead takes, too. God dang it. Keep forgetting that part is scripted. What's up, Gaseous? How you doing? There was this one channel called I Hate Everything, was bashing the series in general. Yeah, that was kind of like the apex of the Sonic hate-dom, I think. It was around like the 2010s. Normally I would have just like done a playthrough off stream and just like try to get all the upgrades to make this game a little bit less jank, but whatever. The only thing I'm going to be really annoyed by is that one Knuckles level where you have to get the air necklace. Besides that, we should be fine. Doing all right? That's good. Yeah, I'm just chilling. Not really that much into sports, so not really watching the Super Bowl. Thankfully, I have off of work today, though, because, yeah. Gonna get real busy at my job today. Boy, Sega sure likes San Fran. Yep. It's actually a bit of a fun trivia fact. The developers who made this game, when they were working on it, they, what was it? Oh yeah, they kept getting parking tickets in San Francisco during the development of this game, so they made this level as, like, revenge on that. Pretty crazy. Your mother is more into football than I am. Yeah, my dad is really into football. I was never that much into it, though. I only really watched it whenever he did, or my grandparents did. Not very accurate, if you ask me. Needs more homeless people and poo-poo. Yeah, but this... You also got to remember, Gassius, this was San Francisco back in 2001. The smog hadn't quite enveloped yet. It would have gotten... Like you... if I could talk today. You have to give it at least, like, 10 years. Yeah, California wouldn't become the modern-day shithole it is right now until, like, I want to say the early 2010s. My mom is only interested in the Chiefs because of the quarterback. Gotcha. Yeah, my grandma was into the Redskins for some reason, even though she didn't really... Like, I don't know what her association is with Washington in that regard, but... Yeah, that was her favorite team before she passed. San Fran didn't become an Indian colony until later. Emphasis on colon, yeah. Quote Fuzz, that's a fair point. What's your point, Spurglord? I still can't believe that guy bought like 3 Stadias and put a 50 grand loan on a car. Like, you have to be fucking retarded to do that. And I've made some, you know, not to get too personal, but, you know, we all make some bad financial decisions every once in a while. But I've never done anything that stupid. Oh, and also, but, like, what did he do? Buy for the girlfriend experience for an OnlyFans chick that looked okay at best?
Hey guys, take care.
He bought like 5 or 6 Stadias. Jeez.
What?
It all
Couldn't be me, man.
A jewel
Those things are all paperweights now, I bet. Maybe it's possible to hack the OS to put emulators on there, but... Could have bought a Steam Deck.
Now
I would understand 1 or 2, but 6? Yeah. Like, who was he buying them all for? Himself? Like, did he have a car Stadia, and then, like, a bathroom Stadia, and then, like, a living room Stadia? His excuse was, what if I have a group of friends with me who want to play a multiplayer game? First off, he needs friends. Yeah. I remember they ported Final Fantasy 15 and a bunch of high-budget games like that. Like, they were actually trying to make the Google Stadia a thing, but it's like they couldn't decide whether or not they wanted to just have, like, a subscription service where you get as many games as they have available for it, like a Netflix thing, or... But then they also made you want to buy each game individually anyway, so, like, what was the point of even having a subscription?
What are you talking about? That emerald's mine.
It was a really bad marketing stunt.
You got that?
And I don't think that cloud gaming is ever going to take over like how digital gaming has.
The energy of the Chaos Emeralds. That makes it very powerful.
One for each of his girlfriends.
Look who's calling who a thief. I came here following the signal from the emerald. If I'm not mistaken, this is the master.
By the way, for this game, I am using a mod that fixes a lot of the bullshit with the PC release, because when Sega made it, they didn't make it to run it.
Not if I can help it.
If I could think of the exact way. Okay, so yeah, like the frame rate is actually tied to your monitor refresh rate. So because my gaming monitor is at 75 hertz, it'll break some of the physics if I don't mod it, so.
I did that to prevent the master
Yep, just your typical PC port from 2012, I guess.
I can restore. And by the way,
It's not possible to have the Netflix of gaming. Yep, exactly.
I'll look into it once I get back to the base.
The Gulf of Mexico is now the Gulf of America. It's now real. Hell yeah, brother. Honestly, that has more of a better ring to it. We cover more of the Gulf than Mexico does. And technically speaking, if you want to kind of throw back, if you kind of want to make fun of the whole liberal logic of how America is not actually a country, it's technically the United States of America, and we're just part of America. Next time someone complains about the Gulf of America being a thing, just kind of relay that to them. What's up, Cletus? How you doing? Oh, found it. Come on, where is it? I know you're around here somewhere.
it's closer.
Oh, maybe. Found it. Oh, there it is.
Closer.
Found it.
I found him.
Now they need to rename Lake Ontario to piss off the snow Mexicans.
Yeah, this is perfect.
Yeah, they should. I also think it's funny that people in Canada and people in Mexico are seething over all the tariffs going on. But it's like, what can they do? They don't even have half the GDP that we do. So us putting tariffs on them would hurt them a lot more than them putting tariffs on us. We don't really buy their food. I mean, we kind of do, but we could live without it. Oh, by the way, I also added a Nightbot thing where
Hey, look, it's Amy. And Eggman too.
it'll like post a couple of links just in case you guys want to check them out. So
I have to help Amy because she's in danger. Tornado transformation.
yeah, like if that ends up getting too intrusive, just let me know. I can always like extend the interval to where it doesn't show up as often. When I do reach 500 subs on YouTube, I will do like a 500 subscriber special, by the way. It's gonna be like a Q&A slash like, you know, request what game you want me to stream next type of thing. It's not gonna be too fancy. But we are getting pretty close to 500, so.
This time I'll
As long as it's not commenting every other minute, it should be fine.
be so
Yeah, I have it set up for like every 10 minutes.
Wow, Tails, you did it.
So yeah, like if that ends up being too much, I can always double it up to like 20 minutes.
Be asking that question. Don't you know it's dangerous here?
Yep, same here.
I know, but I'm here to save my hero.
Let's see, the US would be down maybe 3 or 4 GDP percent. That's nothing compared to how bad Canada and Mexico would be hurt. It's cute seeing them get upset. Yep. Also, I'm so happy that we're cutting all that US aid bullshit going on.
I want to help Sonic
Like $50 million in aid for condoms in Gaza and DEI scholarships in Burma. Like, what the fuck? Tails, shut up, Amy. Nobody likes you.
Okay.
Yeah, Amy was a bit of a simp. Yeah, honestly, like, Amy's personality, it would get more deranged as the 2000s would go on. Like, in this game, she's not too bad. She's just, like, you know, she's just like a fangirl. But in Sonic Riders and in Sonic X especially, she, like, she gets a little psychotic. Yeah, the condoms in Gaza, that was ridiculous. Oh, and also, like, DEI, what was it? Transgender plays in Ireland. It's fucking crazy, man. And then there was one other thing. Transgender comic books in Peru. Like, who the fuck is buying transgender comic books in Peru? And why are my tax dollars going to that bullshit? So stupid. By the way, the tail stages are my least favorite stages in the entire game. Eggman's are actually not that bad, but that's just because they come up with creative ways to make it more fun. The space levels are actually pretty good with Eggman, but with Tails, they... well, you'll find out once we get to them. Really, the only country, though, that I think Trump would have trouble putting tariffs on would be China, because we, you know, let's be honest, we do rely on China a little bit, and they rely on us a little bit, so. If he's trying to put high tariffs over there, then he might have some issues. Let's see, I heard Trudeau erased Canada's records about their international aid history. Interesting. Yeah, no, Trudeau's getting felted by Trump, and I love it. I know some people are saying that he actually wants to make Canada the 51st state, but that's not going to happen. At least I don't think it will. I think he just did that to bully him. Ruffle his feathers a bit.
I did it!
You can't wait for Pumpkin Hill? Oh yeah, me too.
I did it, Sonic!
Still can't get over that one song that I posted in your stream. It was like the most amazing thing ever.
Huh? Amy?
Keep your
I-
voice down.
But like, you know, kind of going back to the whole Trump thing, I have no idea how you can look at Joe Biden and his legacy as a president and think,
Get here.
man, he was so much better than Trump.
Well, if you gotta know, I caught a ride with Tails.
Like, the whole Biden-Obama era of Democrats, they basically brainwashed a whole generation.
I'm in here.
Because I could actually see myself being a Democrat in, like, the early 2000s, but ever since they got real hyped on identity politics back in 2010s, I just, nah, like,
No way.
I could never vote blue. The you and Richard got me good. Yeah, Richard's video was pretty funny, too. What was it, just like the definition of the N-word and how to pronounce it? It was like an educational thing.
Behind this, huh?
What's all that writing on the wall anyway? Did you
The Gaseous is saying Canada is destined to be annexed either by the US or China. Yeah, they don't really put out a lot of good shit. Mainly just maple syrup and snow. That's about it. Like, who gives a fuck about curling other than Canadians? By the way, I am not going to A-rank this stage. I'm just going to go the easy way. And for those of you guys that know what I'm talking about, y'all know what I'm talking about. See, after seeing friends get TDS, it's a bizarre thing to see and hear from others. Yeah. I have a couple of family members that are like that, unfortunately, but I still love them. Curling is surprisingly popular around the world. It's gotten big in East Asia. Really? I didn't even know that. Like, I'm trying to play BG3 or some other game with them, and they'll do nothing but whine about Trump being Hitler. You know what's actually funny? Like, hang on. Let me try and get through this one part that's about to come up.
Here we go.
Should I risk it? Yeah, I'm not gonna risk it. It's too late. I bumped into the wall. Oh, maybe. I'm gonna try. Oh, I did it! Let's fucking go. I did the thing, man. Let's see if I get the A rank, though.
Yes!
Oh, geez, Sly. These bugged wall mechanics. Oh, what?
Too easy.
Fuck
Piece of
you.
cake.
Whatever. I got an A rank in my head. That's all. That's all that's important.
Phew. So far, so good. Hey, that's...
That blue hedgehog again, of all places.
I found you.
But also, one thing that the SA2 mod that I have installed does, it levels out the audio to where things don't... Like, the audio mixing is balanced out a little bit.
I'll make you eat those words.
B for bitch.
You won't even get the chance.
I probably had to collect enough rings, that's why.
I'm the coolest. Oh, I see. So you're not just a hedgehog.
Ah, shit. Come on. Oh, no, no. Okay. I see how it is.
There's no time to play games. You won't even get the chance.
Hang on, let me go ahead and adjust something real quick. I'm gonna go to my Nightbot settings. Yeah, that's appearing a little bit too frequent than how I want it to. It's gonna be every 20 minutes instead. Doesn't need to be that frequent. And I'll also do the same thing for my Twitch as well. Okay, good. I ended up doubling the time, so shouldn't be affecting me that much.
You won't be able to just attack
Yeah, thank you, Alma Chow.
something to lower his defenses.
Oh, I see. So you're not just a hedgehog. Darn.
There we go. Get fucked.
Do you know who I am?
Shadow, what are you doing? Hurry
blows up. Gotta get out of here. Find Amy and Tails. Right away.
Ow, the edge. Yeah, honestly, Shadow the Hedgehog, when I beat that one a year or two ago, that was a lot of fun. It was a bit tedious to get through just because you have to beat the game like 10 times, but I feel like if you can look past some of its flaws, because it is definitely not a perfect game, it's still pretty fun. Or at the very least, just like entertaining to watch. It's a time capsule of the era. Like, there would be no way it would exist today. Nice. Got all those enemies in a row. Shadow is black and Sega gave him a gun. What were they trying to tell us? Yeah, and he also robs a bank over some white chick that he'll never see again. If gaming journalism, like if gaming journalism was how it was back then as it is today, like that one meme I saw where Sega's only black character has a gun, and that's a big issue. I'm so glad that most of those sites aren't profitable anymore, because there used to be a time back around like 2014, 2015 where they actually had a lot of say in like the gaming market, but I think nowadays the only website that's making any kind of revenue is IGN. But even IGN is definitely not the force that they used to be. Sega also omitted the scene where Shadow shoots some guy while waiting in line at Popeyes. Yeah, it's kind of weird, but they would try to censor that. Too much water, IGN. I never really understood the whole hate behind Pokemon Gen 3 and having to surf on water, because people complain about the random encounters, but yet they'll play games like Final Fantasy, where random encounters are just like the norm. And even then, you know, you can buy repels, and that'll get rid of most of the encounters. Yep, Gamergate did one. It kind of ended in... I was going to say, it kind of ended in a stalemate at first, but, you know, culture eventually shifted in our favor.
That was cool.
A lot of people don't understand what Gamergate was about because there's a lot of misinformation surrounding it. Like, if you're just a rando watching this stream for some reason and you don't know what Gamergate is about, whatever you do, like if you're going to look up any information on it, do not look up the Wikipedia article for it. Oh, here we go. It's our favorite level. Just had to play the long game like Bohemians.
There's no time to lose.
Hey, what's up?
I have to hurry and find the Master Emerald.
Currently live right now. Okay, I'm sure I'll join later. Which reminds me, Graham said something about how Five Guys didn't happen. I forget what that controversy was about. Wasn't it like was that related to Zoe Quinn and how she was sleeping with reviewers to get positive game review scores, or was that something different? Pretty sure it's on the outside.
It's closer.
Yep.
2 more left.
So Zoe boffed a bunch of game journals for favorable press coverage of her shit game. Yeah, Depression Quest, where it was just like a graphical adventure text thing. Hey, what's up? I just thought she really liked Five Guys fries.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going? Currently streaming
Doing
SA2
alright.
right
Just
now.
took a shower.
Nice. Fuck.
Rumor has it that one of the next games Capcom is working on is a Devil May Cry remake.
Well, actually, I could see the potential of it being a remake. Because there are some things about Devil May Cry 1 that haven't aged well. Or that, you know, they could be spruced up a little bit. Still a good game, though, regardless. So, yeah.
Oh, Windows 10 is dying, by the way.
I mean, are you really surprised?
Like, they're ending support for it this year. No, not at all. I mean, it's better than Windows 8, but it's still a garbage operating system.
Yep, agreed. Well, I mean,
Like, Windows 11 is just garbage.
I haven't had any issues with it personally, but it is basically just spyware, so in
I'm
that
just saying
regard...
compared to... Yeah, I'm sorry, that's what I mean, but Windows 8 was just badly designed. Sorry.
Yeah, Windows 8 was... It's either Windows 8 or Windows Vista that I think is the worst. Oh, there it is. Perfect. Devil May Cry 1 is a milestone of action games. It elevated the genre. Yep. And I think a lot of that is owed to Hideki Kamiya as well. He's a very talented director.
I mean, without Devil May Cry, there'd be no Bayonetta, there'd be no God of War.
Yep.
So, yes, we owe a lot to Hideki Kamiya and his genius and Devil May Cry. Did you know that originally during the development of DMC, originally, like, the game was designed without a jump button. It was gonna be like Resident Evil or like Zelda. There was
Yeah.
not gonna be a jump button.
I heard it was supposed to be like a Resident Evil clone or a spin-off that ended up becoming its own thing.
No, it was supposed to be, no, DMC was supposed to be RE4.
Gotcha. Alright, you have a good one,
But-
Mistavids.
Actually, there's like three other games that were like the Resident Evil 4 we got wasn't the original. I believe it was supposed to be Devil May Cry, but then when they started adding dude had a sword and again started jumping, they're like, okay, this can't be an RE game, sorry. So they spun it off into something else. So I think it was supposed to be that, and I think Haunting Ground was supposed to be RE4, but again, it was spinning off in a different direction. Haunting Ground specifically, you know that dog you saved at the beginning of Resident Evil 4?
Yeah, the one that's caught in the bear trap.
Yes, that exact dog is in Haunting Ground or in that other game.
Oh, that's cool.
So yes, there was supposed to be they were working on different things before they decided on the RE4 we actually got.
Let's
I'm
see.
glad DMC ended up being a spin-off and something else because it's a damn good franchise.
Yep. I beat the first two. First one was great. Second one was, well,
Second one is the best game ever. G's just trying to follow the crowd.
yeah, from now on, I'm just going to be streaming Devil May Cry 2 every week.
Ah, yes, I love pressing the shoot button.
Very curious what you will think of Beautiful Joe. Oh yeah, because I beat Okami earlier. That was a good game.
Yes. I think they were made by the same studio.
And I'm having the worst luck with this stage. It's crazy.
It's closer. 2 more left.
his name was Huey. The dog from Resident Evil
Yes,
4,
the
I'm
dog's
assuming.
name in Haunting Ground was Huey. Well, actually, since it's the same model, it might be the same dog, so yes.
Gotcha.
But specifically in Haunting Ground, he was referred to as Huey.
I still need to beat a Resident Evil game. I got a little bit into RE1 last week. That was fun.
It's closer. One more lap.
Nice. Oh, shit. Gonna be on top of. Yep, I see it.
Closer.
Right under 3 minutes, too.
Yeah, this is perfect.
Have you heard anything on any Switch 2 rumors or no?
Me or someone in the chat? Just want to make sure
You.
before I answer. Okay, cool. Rumors. No, the only heard or that I think, but I think I already told you is that Metroid Prime 4 and Mario Kart will be a launch title, and there's gonna still be supporting the Switch 2. I mean the Switch 1. Yeah, they're gonna be supporting the Switch 2 that they just brought out.
Yeah, that won't
No,
last long, though.
They're gonna be supporting the Switch 1 still. Honestly, I'm gonna be real. If we're being nice, I think the Switch 1 will probably only get another year of support. So this year and possibly next year, but then after that it's done. Let's be real.
Yeah, they said the exact same thing about the GBA, by the way. The DS isn't meant to be a replacement for the GBA. It's meant to complement the Game Boy Advance.
Yeah, which is why the original 2, I think it was like the DS and the DS Lite had Game Boy Advance slots. Yeah, totally not meant to be a replacement.
That's just kind of how it was back in the day. People weren't willing to
And
upgrade
then remember
hardware
with
as
the
much.
3DS, it's not gonna. Remember the 3DS as well? It's not meant to be a no, the 3DS. It's not meant to be replaced by the Switch. Totally meant to be replaced by the Switch.
Moon is gone?
I mean, to be fair, though, to Nintendo,
didn't
they
hate the
did support
3DS.
the 3DS a little bit after the Switch came out. Like, they were releasing games like Detective Pikachu and a remaster of Bowser's Inside
No, you're
Story
right.
for some reason.
Tails?
The Chaos Emeralds are like
Who was actually asking for that? Like, I'm not shitting on the game, but who the hell was actually asking for that?
Definitely not me. Oh, by the way, I'm actually kind of happy that
Have you played
any of the Super Mario RPG games or the Luigi Superstar, whatever they call it. I never played them, but to me they just look like simplified RPGs.
Well, the Bowser or the Mario and Luigi games?
Yeah, I never really played them, but I know that the latest game that they made, what was it, Mario and Luigi Brothership, that ended up getting like a 5 out of 10 on IGN. And a couple other websites too, and fanboys were seething. Meanwhile, Sonic X Shadow Generations got a 9 out of 10 on IGN. Nintendo never ever lies to their Sims. Don't be silly. Yeah, of course not. Bowser's Inside Story was great. Okay, well, you know, maybe if I'm in the mood for a Mario spin-off, I'll check that series out. Also, I have no idea what's going on. I don't know if it's because the mod does some stuff to change things around, but the tank movement in Tales of Stages are they're actually a lot more fluid than I remembered. I think when I was playing vanilla last, it ended up being way more stiff. That one
I'm
missile
stiff.
always gets
No, I'm
me.
kidding.
At one point, you could have a kaiju battle where you control Bowser. Very cool. Alright.
I think I know what he's talking about. I think I remember that part.
Okay. Tail sure does like saying okay a lot. Oh, by the way, you missed it, but when I was playing Metal Harbor, I got up to that upper missile portion, you know, the rocket that launches you into the tunnel. I made it to the upper portion, and I thought
Yeah.
I was going to get the A rank, but I just got the B rank instead. I was so sad.
They're just fucking you over, bro.
Yeah. I just didn't collect enough rings. That was the issue.
Oh, so you fixed it in future. So, now that Blu-rays are gonna be gone, or not gonna be made anymore, how do you feel?
I think that's bullshit. I think that physical media should still exist for movies, at least.
Honestly, this just makes censorship so much easier now.
Yeah, also, one thing to note, though, about Blu-rays is that with gaming, just because you have the disc, that doesn't mean you can play it online or offline.
No, you're right, because, what's a good example? Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy.
Yep, and
Or was it Spyro?
No,
Anyway, Spyro Ignited.
yeah. They only had the first
only
game.
The first games of. Yeah, that was it, and that caused issues because I think it's like if you tried to resell it or something, you could only get the first game, and you had to buy the rest. Or am I tripping?
No, you didn't
No, I'm
buy the
thinking of a
rest.
different
It,
game.
it would just
no.
like download the rest of the game to your hard drive. And the disc was
That
more
was
or
it.
less
I'm
just
thinking of
proof
a
that you
different
owned the thing.
Right, the checker.
I know with the Metal Gear Solid
I was
Master
thinking 'cause
Collection
there
on
is-
Switch, they only put Metal Gear 1 and 2 on there, and you had to download the rest.
But no, there's one game where they have multiple games. I just can't think of the game right now. Where it's like only like 1 or 2 games are on the disc, and if you wanted the rest of them, you had to like if you bought a new copy. Only the first 2 were there, but if you wanted the rest, you had to enter codes that were already in the box, which means if you bought it used, you couldn't get the other games, just the only 1 or 2 that was on the disc.
Yeah, I know that Capcom
just
did
can't
that
think of
with
what
the
game
Mega
it
Man
was, though.
games.
Yeah, I think it might have been Capcom, but do you remember the on-disc DLC?
Oh yeah, dude, that was fucking bullshit.
Than I thought.
They did that with Ashura's Wrath too, didn't they?
No, that was the one where you had to pay for the ending. The true ending.
Got it.
So, like, the game would end on a cliffhanger, though I think it might have had that, but I definitely know Street Fighter Cross Tekken had it. I think Ashura's Wrath might have had it too, but I definitely remember you had to pay for the ending as well. There was one other game by Capcom that had it too, but eventually people started, like, hacking the game. Because I remember, for Street Fighter Cross Tekken, people was like, oh yeah, there's like 12 characters on the disc, and they literally hacked them so they could play as the characters without having to buy them. Honestly, I'm okay with that, because Capcom should have known better, shouldn't have done that shit.
Yeah. So there's going to be one upgrade I have to get in this level. It's basically mandatory. Man, I almost feel bad for the console peasants over the PSN outage. Yep, I'm definitely not having those issues right
Honestly,
now.
Same. There's a rumor that it might have been ex-employees that launched this attack since they know how the system works.
Interesting.
That's the rumor anyway.
Oh god.
It's closer. 2 more left.
Okay, that's one of them. I actually might end up getting the A rank, who knows? I just went in there, did I? No.
It's closer.
Let's see. Where is it? Oh, maybe? No. Yeah, up here. Oh, there it is. If you can't play a game offline fully, I'm not interested. That's a complete deal breaker for me. Yeah. Especially when it's physical. Like, it's one thing if it's digital only, and you just accept the fact that, like, you have to download your games from an online server in order to be able to install and play them. But to buy a physical
Right.
game and have it not work offline, that's a ripoff. And that's why I gave up on the whole physical collecting, especially for modern systems. And then eventually I just kind of got myself to thinking, you know, why the fuck do I own all these physical games if I could just emulate them all anyway?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I think physical game collecting stopped being valuable after like the 360. Once we passed the 360 PS3 era, there's really no point.
Yeah.
I found him.
What sucks even worse is that a lot of these systems, as time goes on, they're gonna be harder to repair.
Yeah. Thank God for emulation.
I feel good.
No, I agree.
Yep. It's one of the only reasons why we see as many remasters as we do today. And it's because companies don't care, but fans take the helm and figure it out. Oh, speaking of that, though, what GOG does with a lot of older, buggy PC releases over in China and South Korea and shit, they've been taking a lot of PS1 era, PS2 era games and prettying them up a little bit, fixing all the bugs and making them work on modern systems. And I believe Final Fantasy VII,
Hey guys.
if you want to, you can go on this website. You can vote for Final Fantasy VII to be on GOG, and it'll be a fixed version.
Where are we?
Interesting.
Yeah, it won't be like the buggy Square Enix Steam release where you have to log into, you know, you have to make a Square Enix account and use their shitty launcher to run the game, and then sometimes it'll crash.
If we get into the limo, we can trace the call to find
Let's
aliens.
see, Gaseous is saying physical collecting is a waste long term. Disc rot is a thing. Yep, that too. Even for Blu-rays,
Oh.
Me, Tails.
it'll weather over time.
Oh. Wait, you mean disc rot can happen to Blu-rays?
Yep. Yeah, nothing lasts forever. It'll last a little bit longer than DVDs, but
And CDs?
yeah. CDs especially. Those are getting rarer and rarer to find now.
They were also very cheap, though. CDs, anyway.
Yeah, for the what was it? The TurboGrafx 16 CD. A lot of those games are hard to find now because collectors are hoarding them.
Yeah. Oh, the PS4s, I think they're about to end support for this thing. I'm like, oh, finally!
Yeah, it's been a minute. They need to discontinue it.
I'm getting closer.
It's about time. To be fair, though, how long did Sony support the PS2? Until, like, what, 2013, 2014?
Yes.
And then it took Square Enix, like, 10 years. What was it? Not 10 years. It took them until, like, 2015 or 2016 to fully discontinue their Play Online service with Final Fantasy XI on the PS2.
You know, it's easy to forget that the PS2 actually did have an online component.
Few more minutes.
I know. I never had it when I was a kid, though. My parents didn't know
Yep.
about it.
You know that the first Monster Hunter game had an online mode?
Oh, yeah, for PS2?
Yes.
And wasn't it only available in Japan? Or am I tripping? The first
It might have
Monster
been
Hunter?
both. It might have been both, but I know for sure it was in Japan.
Gotcha.
So, you gonna buy that, Dragon Quest remakes?
No, well, actually, you know what? I'll say this. If somebody comes out with a mod that restores all the stuff that the DEI censored stuff took away from all the original releases, and they update the dialogue to be more authentic to the original release, and they rename Type A and Type B to Boy and Girl, I'll get it on a third-party key reseller site. I'm not going to give Square Enix money directly for that. Yeah,
That should have been a slam dunk home run, and they don't deserve any points for that.
nope. That was one of my biggest disappointments last year. I was so looking forward to playing it just because I beat all the Final Fantasy Pixel remasters. And it would be nice to have a definitive version of the classic Dragon Quest games too, but nope. Had to happen that way.
Mr. President, reports show that since the
See, Gaseous is saying, I'm still looking into selling most of my collection in the near future. I just don't have the room anymore. Yeah, that's what I ended up doing. Not because I didn't have the room, but it's just like, all, you know, like I have all these games that are just sitting on a shelf. And PS2 emulation is just so good at this point that I'm just like, why the hell do I have all this? At the very least, I could keep all my PS3 games and upward, but I ended up selling those too. Part of me does regret it though, because PS3 emulation is still kinda iffy. It's good for a lot of games, but there are some games I want to stream personally, like Sonic 06, that don't have accurate enough emulation yet.
No way!
What the?
I have a bunch of rare PS1 and PS2 games too. Nice. What you got, if you don't mind me asking? I know that you said you had Rule of Rose, right? And I think that game is hella expensive now. It's worth like 600.
Just leave it to us.
Could be wrong about that.
I got it. He's transmitting from the space colony Ark.
Okay, let's move it.
Wait up, Sonic.
Hey, you!
Mr. President, we're receiving an incoming signal from our agent.
inside that pyramid?
Okay, so after this cutscene, I do have to pause for a little bit, and
More importantly,
I ended up ordering groceries, so I have to put those in my fridge real quick. It'll take about like 5 minutes.
We should be able to get into outer space from there. I don't know what this space colony is all about, but I'll find and destroy that cannon, and then kick their Imperial butts.
all right.
I'll go and find the entrance.
Give me 1 second. Go ahead and swap over to...
Somewhere in a world I find my solace, a pot of melting cheese and memories of her face. I've been fighting demons in streets in my mind, but now I'm lost in a reverie with Chun laid by my side. As the cheese bubbles, I dip her in oh so gently. Her finer spirit matches mine, we're tangled in a symphony. The grunge of the street meets the smoothness of the cheese in this unexpected love story. Anything is possible, you see. I don't Chun Li. Street fighter queen, my heart is on its knees. The slow pace of our love intertwined with conscious melody. She's in Chun-Li, a fusion that sets me free. Yeah. In the Plymouth home where adventures abound, there's a tale to be told of a boy renowned. Wally the trainer with a heart full of fire, from Muggle to Verdanture he would aspire. In Verdanture town where the battles are fierce, Wally found solace, the path came clear. He met Rabbi David, wise and kind. With each passing day's faith would unwind. Wally's journey, a spiritual quest still involved. Pokemon to lighten the spark. In the Verdanture town, his soul finds its rest. Wally's conversion, a testament to his zest. Wally's journey, a spiritual quest still involved. From Valley Pokemon to lighten the spark. In the Verdanture town, his soul finds its rest. Wally's conversion, a testament to his zest. From the digital realm she came, with no creature, fish and wild, with eyes of empathy.
Alright, I'm back. I ended up getting a bunch of lean cuisines. You know, the ones without the brownies in them.
Bro, the brownies in those things are just disgusting as fuck, dude.
What are you talking about, man? They're great.
Okay, I'm thinking of the kid cuisines. I'm sorry, my bad.
Yeah, no. I ended up getting the adult version of it.
Okay, I've never had those. I only had the kid cuisines. I just remember the brownies being kind of gross.
What, you're telling me you don't like brown slop?
No, I like actual food.
I wonder how the fuck they made that. It must be some, like, brown paste or something that they freeze up and then...
Yeah, because the worst part is, if you freeze it, it looks more liquid than solid, bro. And then I think some of the kid cuisines had, like, that pudding. Ugh.
Yeah, that was... It always ended up being lukewarm, didn't it? It was, like, both hot
Yeah.
and cold at the same time, like a Hot Pocket.
How do you manage this?
Remember to flush and wash your hands? Of course. It's always best to be hygienic whenever you take a stream break. Kind of reminds me of that one clip that Cletus keeps spamming in our VC, the one where it's like, "Did you wash your ass today?" I have no idea where that's from, though. Probably from some, like, Adam Sandler movie. You know, I'm actually having a lot of good luck with these tail stages so far.
Then you start getting E ranks. Like, bro, you said you were having good luck. How are you getting E ranks?
Well, if I do get an E rank on any tail stage, it'll be that one space stage where you have to avoid the little windows that you can easily break, and... yeah. Yeah, that stage sucks. Legitimately the worst level in the entire game. Except for the bank level in Bruges' story that Count of Monte Fisto loves so much.
Do you miss FF11? Are you jonesing for it?
About FF11?
Yes.
I mean, it was a fun game. I just couldn't play it for more than 2 months. Oh, that reminds me. What did you think of Empty's recent stream? I don't know. I didn't actually catch it. I actually totally forgot that he was streaming. Could have sworn I set my notifications to on, though. But I don't know why it didn't pop up for me. He was streaming Resident Evil 5, wasn't he? Just watch. In about 1 year, Capcom's gonna announce a Resident Evil 5 remake.
I hope they would do... Actually, I keep hearing rumors that they're gonna do a Resident Evil 1 remake. I don't know if that's true, though.
Another one?
Stop saying another one. This one's different.
Let's see, Empty decided to play Resident Evil 5 on professional mode using regular weapons. Oh no. It did not go well, and he skipped most of the game. Of course. Yeah, Empty... He's a funny guy. I subbed to him mainly just because of his reviews, but... With the exception of, like, one first-person... With the exception of one first-person shooter game, that being Turok, and, a couple of survival horror games, he is not good at video games. I still think about his Pepsi Man stream, and how he was using what was it, EPC? It was like some weird discontinued PS1 emulator nobody cares about.
I know. I think I know exactly the one you're talking about. What's that,
Yeah.
Lee?
Yeah, he had the settings all fucked up to where he was playing Pepsi Man, right? But he lowered the frame rate. Or no, what he did was he manually adjusted the frame rate of the game to run like 20% faster than it normally would. And so the game looked really choppy. And yeah, it was just a total shit show. You should have used DuckStation. I know, that's what I was saying. DuckStation is just like, it's like the Dolphin of PS1 emulators. I'm also glad that PCSX2 ended up updating their UI to be more like DuckStation. It was about time. Going to do a proper Pepsi Man montage one day, maybe next year. Nice. I will be looking forward to that whenever you do it. Yeah, his only upstream was pretty frustrating to watch just because of how many times he fell down.
Do you miss R. Biden?
Joseph R. Biden? Hell no. You can kiss my ass. Yeah, I'm not getting the A rank for this stage, by the way.
Not even if he paid you?
Nope. Well, I mean,
Do you
Joe
realize-
Biden could pay me as much as he wants. I'm still gonna say whatever
Still
bad
wouldn't
shit I
help him?
want. Yeah. So yeah, maybe... Hang on. Next empty montage will probably be sometime in the fall, winter. I'm thinking Alan Wake. Oh yeah, he did stream Alan Wake, didn't he?
I played Alan Wake.
Yeah, it's amazing how that game still doesn't have a sequel yet.
Yeah, it sucks. I want to know I want to know if Alan actually gets out of the Dark World.
I hear that that game barely has Alan Wake in it. It's just like some
No.
black chick.
Yeah, a black chick who's related to two white dudes because one of the white dudes, or yeah, one of the white dudes liked chocolate.
I also heard Sweet Baby Inc. did some work on that as well.
Bro, that showcased it at the Game Awards with that musical thing that pissed me off.
Bro, that was like a community theater performance. And some people say it's endearing. Like, are you kidding me? Oh, also, speaking of the Game Awards, though, I hear that they're bringing back E3 this summer. That's what I heard.
What?
I don't know if it's true or not, though. I hadn't looked into it myself, but... we may end up getting E3 back. That would be interesting.
Yes!
He tried to play Alan Wake like Resident Evil. To be honest, I wouldn't really know the difference between the two. Because I haven't played Alan Wake, and
Just made it.
I only played a little bit of Resident Evil 1 so far, anyway. It's a good game, but pretty janky. I would still say that the GOG re-release of the PC ports are the best ways to play the original games now.
Are you shilling for GOG?
Well, I mean, every time I say the word GOG, I get paid $100, but I'm not going to tell you who.
We can find it.
Or who's paying me.
What? Why do I have to find the key?
We're counting on you, buddy.
Alan Wake is more action than survival horror.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
Agreed.
Alright, let's see. Nice. For some reason, a lot of people hate the Knuckles stages, but I don't know. I feel like if you memorize where all the layouts are and you just understand that there's like 3 major areas, it's not that hard to figure out. And if you fuck it up, then you can always like re-roll for a different location setup. Sucks. Yeah, let me try the green room next.
Hey, do you want a Street Fighter 1 remake?
That'd be interesting. I remember playing that game and you watching me, and
I remember you not liking it at the end.
no, I was not a fan. It was just frustrating for the sake of it, and there was like artificial bullshit programming in it where sometimes the moves would fail even if you inputted the commands correctly. Like, what the fuck were they thinking? What were they
must have been
thinking?
On crack. I think they were on crack, dude.
Oh shit.
It's closer.
Now wait a minute. There it is. We'll try the red room again, just to see if I missed anything. If it's not in there, then we'll check the blue room. Can you believe that one guy, it only took him 2 weeks to create these musical masterpieces?
For the game for Sonic Adventure 2.
Yeah, Knuckles' tracks. It took him only 2 weeks and no pay for him to do it. And the motherfuckers at Sega couldn't even credit him properly. Like, he called himself 100p, but in the credits he was known as 100p.
Yes, 100p. It was like the white version of him.
He's like a lawyer and has a little collar.
Phoenix Wright, is that you?
It's closer.
I still need to play those games.
One more left.
I think Danganronpa kind of ruined them for me, though, just because I think they're more visually interesting and there's more going on with the plot, less grounded.
Oh, so you like the insanity?
Yeah. That was the wrong way.
There is a trap above.
think I'm only going to beat the hero story for today. Not going to beat the whole game. This is just meant to be like an off-the-cuff type of thing anyway, so.
There may be some treasure here.
Oh, thank you, Alma Chow. There might be some treasure on there. I ended up crushing him. Hey, what's up, New Dawn Horizon? How you doing? Oh, by the way, before I forget, let me go ahead and go to my YouTube chat. Go ahead and reload it. I'm going to go ahead and just make you a moderator.
New Dawn Horizon?
Yep. He's been here for like a year, so I figured if he just wants to post links or something, should have the freedom to do that. There you go. You have been granted the power. Could probably do the same thing for, hang on, let me scroll up a bit. Vista Vids as well as Gaseous. If Cletus shows up in the stream again, I'll make sure to add him as a moderator as well. I just yeah, for some reason for some reason YouTube will make the messages disappear after a while. Like it'll only go back to a certain point.
I don't know, I prefer Twitch chat over YouTube. Because it's just better made, but anyway.
Yeah. The moderator tools are better on Twitch than on YouTube, from what I hear. YouTube is silly sometimes. Agreed. One thing I will say, though, is that YouTube, they do a lot of things right recently. Like, sometimes they make a lot of bad choices. And don't get me wrong, they still make a lot of bad choices. But I feel like, over the past 5 years especially, YouTube has just gotten a little bit better. Like, I'm able to do so much more on YouTube than I could back in 2019, for example. Like, it used to be you had to have, like, 1,000 subs if you wanted to be a YouTube partner, and then, like, only then could you have, like, a community tab and shit like that. But nowadays, it's like YouTube kind of goes for more of, like, a drip feed type system, where, like, over time, you get more and more features. Yeah, I'm restarting the stage. Yep, of course. There's nothing in the green room either. Check out the blue room next. This one can be tough. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, with like the Knuckles stages, they could either be like some of the more annoying ones, or they could be some of the easier ones. Like there are a lot of playthroughs I've done recently where I just slide through all the Knuckles stages. It's actually crazy.
This is the Pyramid Core. A huge, complex machine is working.
Okay. Yep, there's the blue room right there.
There
Big
must
question.
be some
Yep.
treasure here.
Do you think Knuckles should get his own game?
I mean, he did have his own game, but
No, like a solo game like Shadow the Hedgehog.
yeah, I don't see why not.
Wait, actually? No, wait. Is Knuckles Chaotix considered a solo game?
Actually, no. It's in Japan. It was marketed as a game that featured Knuckles, but it was about the Chaotix. But in America, they tried to associate it with a familiar Sonic character, so that people would buy it.
Okay.
So yeah, no, you're right. Okay, let's try and find the one that's in the red room, maybe. Oh yeah, amazing. I don't see Knuckles ever having his own game. He's lucky he got a TV series because of the movie. Yeah, I mean, Knuckles is, he's one of my favorite characters. He actually is my favorite Sonic character. Just because he has a lot of similar,
It's closer.
he has a lot of similar personality attributes to, Piccolo.
One more left.
So that was the red
Wait,
room.
you like Piccolo?
Yeah, he's actually my favorite DBZ character.
I thought it was Vegeta. Interesting. Okay, my bad.
Nope. Although Vegeta is a cool character. He's a great character, one of my favorites too, and I actually prefer SA2 Knuckles the most. Yeah, same here. I feel like it's a good balance between like a modern take on what Knuckles does, and he's also still like not so like, what am I trying to say? He's similar to his classic personality where he was just supposed to be a guardian that guarded the Master Emerald. But at the same time, he also is allowed to kind of branch out a little bit and have some character interactions. God damn it. I was not a fan of the movie version. He feels too tribal. Yeah, the one where he's voiced by Idris Elba, or whatever his name is.
Yes, Idris Elba.
I've never seen his movie.
You mean his movie or his TV series?
Both. Yeah, a guy literally didn't have a tribe. Yeah, who knows? That might have been seen as racist or stereotypical. Especially if especially if he's voiced by a black guy. That would be a Hollywood no-no. Okay, so I'm just gonna assume it's in a blue hallway at this point. Yeah, but they have him talk like a tribal person and everything. There were Echidna tribes, but Knuckles wasn't likely raised by anyone, so the way he is portrayed feels a bit awkward. Okay, interesting. I didn't know that. He is the
Yeah,
last
also-
living Echidna, as far as we know.
I also didn't care for the kiss scene between Sonic and Knuckles. It was pretty bad. I didn't like it.
Shut up. He did not.
I had it coming. I had this coming.
I'm like, you're on some bullshit. Although I do hear
Like,
that some people ship it. It's not an
It got
uncommon
real
ship.
quiet for a second, so I'm like, is he ignoring me? Or like, nope. Shut up.
I was trying to find a good way to just respond to what you just said.
Bro, I'm like, am I about to get away with this? They're like, nope.
I had to kind of take you out a little bit.
Had to build the suspense.
Sonic X Shadow was a ripoff. No Sonic X Shadow action. Such a stupid way to name that game. I know, right? It's false advertising. Like, when I think of Sonic X Shadow,
Gets down and dirty.
okay, so we know it's somewhere in this hallway.
There is a trap above. Don't land on the shadow.
Maybe it's in a room somewhere. Oh yeah, it's down here. I'm being stupid. Could be another room or hall nearby. Yep, it was around here.
It's closer.
I found him.
Yeah, that took way longer than normal, but it's all good.
That was tough.
I actually did worse than I did in Aquatic Mine. So now time for the worst boss in the game.
Who's there? What?
At least the Knuckles levels
Worst
have
or
good
boring?
music.
Ghost?
Excuse me, you will not slander the Knuckles levels in this stream, good sir. Chat, ban anyone that hates the Knuckles stages. The music is pretty nice in this level, though, in particular. Supposedly 100% was a jerk, but he made some memorable raps for the levels. Wouldn't want to play the game without them. Oh yeah, same here. Yeah.
Wow, are y'all just riffing on a black man? How could you?
Apparently he got really weird with some DMs on Instagram. He used to collab with just like random artists on the internet, and he could have made a good name for himself if he wanted, but instead he chose to be a creeper. Not like an illegal creeper, but just like someone just randomly hitting up girls' DMs.
Yeah, it's a bad look.
Yeah. It is kind of shitty, though, that Sega didn't pay him. Maybe he was hoping that him being in a new Sonic game would boost his clout, I guess. He also freaked out on some woman he did a collab with and said that she owed him money for the collab and stuff. Knuckles is running from his baby mama demanding child support. Well, at least he wouldn't have to pay, I was going to say, at least under Trump's new proposed law, he would at least be able to claim his kids, and the baby mama wouldn't. I know that a lot of liberals were reeing at Trump for that, but I don't give a fuck. And, you know, not to get too personal, but, you know, as someone that grew up with, like, more than 2 younger siblings and a single mom, I don't give a fuck if Trump passes that law or not. Like, you're telling me that you get, like you get paid 30 grand a year just to have kids and take care of them. And you could spend that money on whatever you wanted, technically, because, you know, your kids are too young.
There are some women that do that. That I knew a guy who worked for like an HVAC company, but his baby mama didn't spend the money on the kids and went out to like every time he would see his kids, their shoes would be messed up, their clothes would be all torn up.
Yep.
But he's still paying child support. I'm like, that's bullshit.
Yeah, I think that child support should be paid as like a special type of EBT, where you can only spend it on bills and food.
Oh, I agree.
And rent.
That was pretty rough.
We did it! Let's go, Aiden!
And then like only a small percentage of that goes to like luxuries for your kids.
Come and get
Yeah.
some, Eggman.
I don't know, I doubt he didn't get paid by Sega. He just claims they didn't. Oh, okay, so it hasn't been proven yet. Dude on Horizon is saying most people hated the Knuckles levels in SA2. Yeah, I know, but I kind of like them. Especially the last one for Knuckles, because you can just dive down and it's fun. There are women on Instagram that show off what they buy with the child support money. Also effed up, the courts may make a guy pay child support for the kid even if it isn't his biological child. Yeah, there needs to be mandatory DNA testing.
Yeah, I believe the laws is something. Some places is something like if the kid was born during your marriage, you're still on the hook for child support.
Yep. Yeah, like there were some women that were reeing on TikTok because their kids could claim, or their baby daddies could claim their kids on their taxes. But
I don't know if that's 100% true.
Well, this,
I think it's just proposed or
right,
might not even be real.
Right. It's not official yet, but I hope it does
Okay.
happen. But like you're telling me that you're complaining about your baby daddy claiming his kids that he actually produced, like on his taxes, when you get paid like 30 grand a year. Like that's as much as a part-time job, what you're getting. Oh, and also
For doing nothing.
yeah, well, I mean, it's not doing nothing. You know, they still have to take care of the kids, you know, get them to doctor's appointments, that type of thing. But it's definitely not a bad position to be in to have like 30 grand for nothing. Like, what am I trying to say? You wouldn't have to get a second job, is basically what I'm saying, under child support. That's why a lot of women pursue it. So it is nice to see them seethe a little bit. The laws for children marriage are just horrible. One reason why a lot of my friends refuse to get married or stay with the same woman for long. 30 grand for nothing, and you can have several baby daddies. Yeah, and again, I don't think that the laws are horrible when they were made. I just think that they need a little bit of a refresh. Because women nowadays, they get away with a lot of shit that women back in the 70s and 80s wouldn't even think to do, just because of how immoral it is. But women nowadays, you know, morality is subjective with them a lot of the times. They think it's a-okay to use their money however they want to, even if it isn't technically theirs.
So this is the space colony where Eggman is hiding.
And I'm seeing a lot of judges fight back on women trying to get child support too.
Is everyone alright? We should be landing soon.
Definitely a huge cultural shake, or a huge cultural change. Yep.
What do you mean, don't sweat it?
Right?
Land the
Knock
shuttle
it
and
off,
let me
Knuckles.
out.
We're gonna crash this thing if you keep that up. Oh no! Don't touch that lever!
Modern women are ruined by internet and media. Yeah, not all of them, but some of them definitely are.
Knucklehead anyway, trying to take over the shuttle. I thought we were toast for sure. Huh?
And it doesn't exactly help that they're brainwashed by a lot of left-wing identity politics. That seems to be the thing nowadays with Zoomers. A lot of male Zoomers tend to lean more towards the right, and a lot of female Zoomers tend to lean towards the left, and I think that's going to have negative repercussions over the next couple of decades. We're going to see a generation of just, like, lonely people.
But looking at it now,
And it's only going to get worse.
Now it's an abandoned ark, wouldn't you say?
There's not much time left before Eggman fires that weapon again. We've got to hurry. Let's find the cannon and destroy it.
yeah. Someone designed that weapon to be impenetrable from outside attacks. Its defense shields are super strong.
It's mind cancer.
We need to
Yep.
find a way to destroy it from inside.
Isn't that a chaos emerald?
It looks like it, doesn't it? But in fact, it's a fake one I created after researching the real emerald. It has the same wavelength and properties, but it's less powerful than the real.
It happens in some
It's
cases, but in
designed to
general,
reverse
the courts are
energy
going to
field
rule in the
inside
woman's
chaos
favor.
emeralds and
Yeah,
blow up.
unfortunately.
It looks so real, even a machine can't touch
Especially if
it.
it's a female
I want
lawyer
to
and a
find
female
and
judge.
destroy it.
The dude is just going to
You
get
find the
fucked.
control room, okay?
So the plan
I know
is
that there are some viral
switch
clips
the
out there
chaos
where the
emeralds
female
to the
judge
machine
goes
this
all
time.
in on the woman for not doing her part and trying to just get free money for no fucking reason.
I hate you.
And it's obvious that they're just looking for another paycheck.
Behind and have all the fun.
But, you know, those are the exceptions, not the rule. Okay, now time for one of the worst levels in the game. Wouldn't it be crazy if I just A-ranked it? That would be fucking crazy. The courts otherwise would have left the kids with a crack-addicted mother, literally took arrests, and her parents testifying
Bro.
against her. The guy is awesome, though. He still took the kid and raised it anyway, so he could at least have a future. Yeah, like, unless the woman is a crack addict or a child molester, she's gonna get the kids, usually. That's how it goes.
Dude, even if she's a crackhead, she still might get the kid, and that's fucking depressing.
Yeah. Yeah, after my parents divorced when I was young, one of the things he feared was that, like, I was gonna end up, like, all, you know, brainwashed by my mom. But, you know, didn't happen that way.
Well, at least one of your dads was abated.
Yeah, I have two dads. I didn't mean to leave that. I'm sorry. Dang it, the secret's out now, guys.
Wait a minute. You're actually... Wait, you actually have two dads? Damn!
Yep, I got birthed through the anal canal.
You know that there are some people that were trying to suggest that? I'm like, no, you're not gonna shit out your kids. Like, it's not how that's gonna work.
Yeah, the human male body isn't built for giving childbirth.
There are some guys that, or some individuals that really want that to be a reality.
Fucking Sodom and Gomorrah. God damn it. Please don't die. 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 Okay, I may not die. It's like that one movie about gay joggers from outer space.
Wait, what?
I've never heard of that.
Wait, joggers as in pants or literal runners? What the fuck?
Hang on, this is a very difficult part. I'll read some of the messages in chat later. God damn it. You motherfucking bitch. I don't even remember if I got that checkpoint or not.
Why don't you die and find out? No, I'm kidding, don't.
Let's see, people want anime catgirl waifus IRL too, and that ain't happening either. Yep.
No, shut up. It is gonna happen. You don't know that.
Yeah, as sad as it may be, it's not gonna happen.
Gee, no. You're treading on my dream.
They'll just have a tired arm and an empty tissue box.
Stop that.
There it is.
There will be. Elon Musk promised me that we would have anime catgirls, waifus.
I'll look into in the Discord. Gotcha. Yeah, I'll check it out. Hopefully I won't be too horrified. This part sucks hard. Yeah, this level just sucks hard in general. It's not a good stage. Oh look, there's Big right there, creeping in the corner. Kendrick Lamar is performing at the Super Bowl? Really?
Is Drake there?
Can't imagine he is after all the accusations going on.
Homie might get assassinated on the spot.
Pretty much hate all of Tails' levels. Eggman's I think are better. Yeah, I think I agree with that too. Like some of Tails' levels are acceptable. Like they're not horrible, but this is easily the worst. And it is the last stage, appropriately so. Then those missiles try to hit you in the ass like that. I don't know, he has one other stage that blows chunks too. I think he has 4 total, right?
I did it!
It's what, the Prison Island level, Mission Street. I think Mission Street might be the one you're thinking of. The one where he's having to hover around the city at night. Did I beat this game before? Yep. I've beaten it at least 30 times.
Okay, Sonic. Now put that emerald.
It's probably my favorite 3D Sonic game. As jank as it is, I don't give a fuck. It has the best replay value out of any 3D Sonic title. Frontiers comes close, but I think my issue with Frontiers is that it's not really a game that I would just want to do a new game of. It's kind of one of those games where you just slowly complete it little by little, and you don't want to delete that save file at all.
What do you mean you don't want collectathons or open world for every video game ever?
Yeah, Mission Street sucks too, but I also hate his mission in the final story. Oh yeah, dude. The final story mission is just absolute AIDS. Agreed, best 3D Sonic. Frontiers got boring for me quick. Well, I didn't think that Frontiers was bad. Like, don't get it twisted. I just don't think it has as much replay value as something like SA2. But one thing... I don't know why it doesn't... Kidding. But one thing I will say about Frontiers, though, is that for the sequel, whoever's directing it, I think Morio Kishimoto, I think is his name. Probably butchered it, but he said that he's going to try and look more for the Sonic Adventure games for inspiration for the sequel of Sonic Frontiers 2. So expect to see more playable characters and more theming with the levels instead of it just being a bunch of rails and mechanical shit. I think it plays like an experiment and not much else. I didn't care much for most of what was done in it. I mean, you know. It's definitely not like the best of the best, but I feel like it was a step in the right direction. There it is.
Hey, if it turned out that
if you were gay, yes, we would still be friends.
okay, great. If Trump could get a third term, would you still vote for him?
No.
Or is that tyranny?
That would be actual tyranny, in my opinion. Unless there was some
Okay.
kind of law that allowed him to have a third term, I don't think it would be fair.
No, what I'm saying is, because apparently there's a senator or someone that was saying that we should probably maybe get do an amendment to get Trump a third term or something.
I mean, I do see the benefit of presidents having a term beyond 2 of them. I know that FDR, he had 4 terms and people liked him.
Yeah. Someone liked him so much that they decided to see what was on his mind.
The Agent Ice is saying, oh, on that note, I read they were looking into including the Chow Garden in the next game. Sega said before that was only going to be an adventure thing, so we'll see what we get. Oh, nice.
Honestly, I'm down for that.
Yeah, same. Maybe expanded a little bit from what they did in SA2 Battle.
Yeah, I'd shower you in coconut cream pie.
Yeah, we only listed the peak.
It's closer.
That was peak music, by the way. You were so
I
right for
love that
reciting
song.
that. Dude on Horizon is saying, I'm getting into the Suikoden series. Right now I'm playing the spin-off called Tire Crest. Nice. Yeah, I plan on getting the remaster of that whenever they decide to actually release it. I hear it's a good game. Although, I think Gassius said that that franchise was invaded by a fangirl brigade when it came out, so...
Oh. What franchise?
Suikoden.
I've never played those.
Yeah, me neither. But
I've
I'm
also
willing...
never played Baten Kaisos.
I actually got that collection on sale, Baten Kaitos 1 and 2.
You bought it?
Yeah, I did. It was like...
Weren't those games... It was like launched to the GameCube?
Yep. But they're now on Steam.
A love is stronger than a golden banana.
The Gassius is saying, in Kazakhstan, there are no term limits to prime ministers. It's an Anglosphere thing.
Damn, he said Anglosphere.
I think it's hard to actually have much of a long-term agenda with goals, only 4 years. Yeah, true. Unless you just have, like, a candidate that agrees with what you do. Which, you know, to be fair, there's really only 2 ways of thinking when it comes to party politics in America. So...
sucking cock and not sucking cock?
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, did you see the footage of the DNC voting for some of the candidates?
No, what happened? Tell me.
So
I actually don't know.
So one of the DNC people was like, he tried to come up with all this like Kingdom Hearts, Yu-Gi-Oh! Ass Common Core bullshit over
Oh no.
like they were gonna pick a male candidate, a female candidate, and then there was gonna be a non-binary candidate.
I saw that. Okay, never mind. I know what you're talking about. Continue.
Well, they ended up electing 2 straight cis white guys. And I hate using that word, by the way, cis. Like, that is not a word to me, but that's what they said. So.
That term sounds like actual violence, bro, so I feel you.
Makes it hard to manage issues like infrastructure and debt. Yeah. Suikoden and 1 and 2 are great, especially 2. Well, I'll be looking forward to that remaster then. As long as Konami actually just fucking releases it. I don't know what's going on.
Wait, is it still not released yet?
Nope. It's still coming soon.
I'm coming soon. Love is stronger than a golden banana.
Isn't it kind of crazy though that the only black Nintendo character is a donkey, or an ape?
Donkey? What? You know what? You know what?
You should end your life now.
I'll find that last emerald piece. I don't know why I'm having such bad luck with the Knuckle stages this run, but it happens. Sometimes you get a lucky set, sometimes you don't. It's just edging.
I'm sorry, what? Sorry, I heard edging and I'm just like, what?
What was the longest goon session you ever had, my dude?
72 hours. No, I'm kidding.
Bro, same.
You start coming like every 5 seconds for 72 hours. Wouldn't that kill you?
Like, is there even enough energy in the body to do that? Honestly, though, I think you'd die within the first hour, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. God damn it, where's that last goddamn motherfucking... I'm gonna cream. I'm just gonna run across here since I don't think I've explored every part of the bottom part yet. I think you would run out of ammo after a while. Yeah, and probably a dick too. It would be all bruised up.
Death by Snoo Snoo. Listen, G, there's a term for this.
Oh, found it. There was a little beep. Speaking of Cream, when is she going to be in another game? It's actually a good question. I know she was in Sonic Generations, and I want to say Sonic Forces, but...
It's closer.
Oh, found it. Yeah, sorry about that. That was miserable. That was not a good attempt.
I have to try harder.
She shows up in Generations, but not playable. Yeah, she's only playable in 1 game, right? Well, technically 2 if you count Sonic Heroes, but... I think she was only playable in... what was it? Sonic Advance 2? Which, by the way, they need to fucking remaster the Sonic Advance games. They need to do a Sonic Origins Advance collection. I know technically they licensed out the characters to THQ for them to publish it, but I don't give a fuck. Sega has enough money at this point to be able to bargain. Like, they own Atlas. They made millions of dollars with Persona 5. Just Just ask THQ for the rights back. It can't be that hard. I think she was in Advance 3 as well. Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. But she was hard to unlock. I think you had to gather all the chows. And then beat all the special stages, and... yeah, the way you unlocked characters in Advance 3 was a little weird. Oh, there you are. Fun fact, the voice actor for Rouge is also the same voice actor as Bubsy in Bubsy 3D.
You lie.
I forget THQ exists. Yep, I think they merged with Nordic Games and became THQ
They did.
Nordic.
Correct. Anyway, stop lying. Stop sucking off Bubsy that much, G.
I am gonna beat all those games when... what was it?
Stop fooling around and give me back my emerald.
Limited Run Games, I think, is doing a collection of them. It's gonna have Bubsy 1, 2, and Bubsy 3D.
Is it on Steam or is it on the Switch?
Yeah, it's gonna be on both, I think. But they're also gonna release it digitally.
I did tell you that the Yu-Gi-Oh! Collection's gonna be like $50, right?
Yeah, that's a little disappointing, to be honest. I know I kind of defend it by saying, like, oh, but, you know, there's 14 games on there, and it's like $5 a game, so there's value in that, but...
Capcom Collection is gonna be 40.
That's definitely a better deal. I'm still gonna get the Yu-Gi-Oh! Early Days Collection, though. Those games intrigue me. I've never gotten into Yu-Gi-Oh! As a kid. And I feel like the video games might be a good way for me to understand the game, because I'm sure the mechanics will stay very consistent throughout each game.
Are you serious?
Sure. Grab the Bat Booba. What's going on, Tailfin? That's kind of where they added jiggle physics to Rouge the Bat.
We should get going.
Are you talking about THQ Nordic? Because THQ shut down years ago. Jizzle physics. Ayo. Yeah, no, THQ Nordic, I didn't think they shut down. I think they, yeah, no, like, what happened was there was THQ and then there was Nordic Games, but then they merged. Kind of like what happened with Square Enix. It used to be just Squaresoft and then Enix Games, but then they merged. Pretty sure that's how it happened. Jizzle physics. I'm never gonna let that one down.
Jizzle physics?
Yeah, I accidentally said that instead of jiggle physics.
Damn! I'm sorry, sir. This feature is locked behind a paywall. Could you imagine?
Wouldn't shock me. Have to get that power up, don't I? Is it back here? Nope. Back in the early 2000s, we didn't have to pay extra for Jizzle physics.
You like Jizzle physics, G? Does that make you happy?
Of course. I forget, was it Koei Tecmo that did Dead or Alive?
Yes.
Okay. They should put out a Dead or Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball collection. They'd make a lot of money doing that. We were supposed to get Dead or Alive Beach Volleyball 3 on the Xbox One, but a bunch of screaming angry feminists spoke out and tried to cancel the game releasing over here, so
You know,
you have to import it for the Switch. What's up?
if it was a bunch of dudes, they'd be all for it though.
Yeah.
Or frannies.
I think the closest thing that a male version of Dead or Alive Beach Volleyball would be, it would be Cho Aniki. Like for women.
Really?
Like that would be their
Really?
equivalent, I think. Yeah, the games are gay as fuck. I like how Twitch warned me that Jizzle might be offensive. Jizzle,
What?
Jizzle my nizzle. Agent Ice was saying that Twitch was warning him about the word jizzle being possibly offensive.
What?
Okay, there's the power up right there. I just have to drop down. Nice.
Let me stay.
Jizzle my nizzle. Shit. Oh shit. Yeah, you have to be careful with that part. Hey, what's up, the keeper? Who do you want to win? Yeah, that's gonna be a thing now. Yeah, from now on, anytime I say jiggle, I'm just gonna say jizzle instead.
But jizzle my nizzle.
Come on, get here, asshole. There you go.
Alright, I have to switch. I have to hop out. So I think you said at the end of this the game is pretty much gonna be over, right? Or your stream's gonna be over?
Yeah, like once I beat the hero story, I'm just gonna... Yeah, like that's where I'm gonna stop.
Alright, well, I'm gonna jump out, so I will talk to you later. But I will say one thing before I leave.
Okay.
Do you think, based on the candidates that we have for the Republican Party, that they could win when Trump is not here, or when he's finished in 2028?
Yeah, I think a lot of people have faith in J.D. Vance, more so than they did when he started running with Trump, so... There's a lot of good GOP candidates besides Trump. Like, in my opinion, Trump is actually, like, the least favorable out of all of them.
Interesting. We'll have to talk about that later, but yeah, I will be back for for the next stream. See you guys later.
You have a good one, bro.
For Super Bowl, I don't care. I'm just gonna say the Chiefs. Just if someone had a gun to my head, I would say the Chiefs.
Yeah, I'm not really into sports either. Instead, I'm doing more manly things, like playing SA2.
I thought you were gonna fly off and die, dude.
Yeah, same.
Anyway, I will see you later.
Yep, you have a good one. Or like the Super Snooze. I mean, he's just more of an old school Democrat, to be honest. Yeah, if you really think about it, he wouldn't be so different from a Democrat back in the early 2000s, I think. Like, he doesn't give a fuck about gay marriage. He's anti-war.
Just made it.
At least that's the way I see it. I'm sure some people would think differently. Go ahead and take a swig out of my water bottle.
Let's take care of business first, shall we, Sonic? Hand over the Chaos Emerald, slowly, and then we'll talk about your girlfriend. That is, if you really care for her.
Handing over the fake emerald? I can kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
Put the emerald down right there and back off.
You've turned into a big-time villain, Doctor.
I remember the Sonic X version of this scene. Yeah, exactly. It is literally old school Democrat. Things moved so far left that being old school Democrat equals right-leaning somehow, or far right as the media tends to define it. Yep. They became so far left that they just pushed everyone to the right.
Now, for a little space ride. That will clear the colony bare.
I'm counting on you, Tails. Amy, take care of yourself.
Farewell, Sonic the Hedgehog.
Sonic! It has the same wavelength and properties, but is less powerful than the real one.
The same wavelength and properties. But can I do this?
Farewell, Sonic, my admirable adversary.
So dramatic. Stock footage explosion.
Now we have some unfinished business to take care of. If you give me the real emerald, I will release you both. You have my promise.
Sonic!
Huh?
Sonic is asking for the first time to do something for him. I won't let him down. I won't give up.
Alright, time to kill this guy.
Weak little fox.
My power is failing.
All right, no more games, Tails. That's it. I'm gonna destroy. No.
Nice, got him.
Lose to Tails.
I remember when I first fought this, like when I faced this mini-boss for the first time, when I got this game on the PS3, it took me like 10 tries just to get it right, because I couldn't figure out how to avoid his laser.
I feel some strange energy.
Hey, Sonic. Whoa, I wasn't sure if I could pull that one off. Somehow I managed to use the chaos control.
Chaos control? Are you okay?
I'm worried about Tails and Amy. I hate to ask, but could you help them? This is our last chance. I got it. Before the cannon fires, I'll slam dunk it in there.
Okay, time for one of the best levels in the whole game. I know some people think that Final Rush is bullshit, but if you look at the right videos, people like to cheese this level a lot, just because of how much verticality there is. That's what I miss about 3D Sonic games. They need more verticality. Ah, god damn it. Or is there an actual god damn it? Oh, maybe. Yep, got it. I think what Morio Kishimoto should do when designing levels for Sonic and Sonic Frontiers 2, he just needs to look at, like, gameplay videos of this stage and study it. I feel like if he does that, he'll have one of the best 3D Sonic games ever made. I'll take that. Yoink. I know some people like Sonic Generations and say that's like the best 3D Sonic game, but I don't know. I feel like the game is way too easy and there's not a lot of like depth when it comes to the physics. So again, not really a huge fan of the boost formula. I think that Sonic Frontiers actually had the best boost formula ever. Because you couldn't abuse it like you could in Generations or Colors. Unleashed to an extent. You could abuse it, but I think the level design kind of makes it a little bit more balanced. I wasn't that big a fan of Generations. See, I was when I first got it, but I think the more I look back on it, like in retrospect, it's a bit overrated. Not the best Sonic game ever made, like some people say it is. It's not a bad game, though. You could do worse. By the way, if none of you guys have listened to the Generations remix of this song, you should. I like how they had dual guitars. Kind of gave the level a little bit more of a... Kind of gave it that extra kick. Boost was super abusive in Frontiers. I disagree. It wasn't abusive. It was like, if you knew what to do, you could cheese a level if you used the boost, but you had to know what to do, which would involve you replaying the stages over and over again. I was going to say, like, unless you're talking about the overworld, then I could kind of see what you're talking about, but for the cyberspace stages, I feel like those are like the best designed boost stages out of any single 3D Sonic game that used the formula. Because you couldn't just boost your way through enemies. You actually had to, like, plan out when you were going to use the boost to get through a stage quicker. So if that's what you were talking about, I disagree, but the overworld, I can kind of see what you're talking about. Okay, you meant the overworld. Gotcha. You loved boosting off of small rocks. Have you played any of the DLC stages, though?
Yes!
Or the DLC Overworld Island? I think it looks a lot like the first island, but I think they actually do,
Too easy. Piece of cake.
they do kind of add some shit that makes me hopeful that Frontiers 2 will be a lot better. Because the way you have to climb up the towers in Sonic Frontiers, you have to use boost, but there's, like, strategy to it. Oh, you played all of it? Not gonna lie, I hated the DLC. Really? I actually liked it.
You never cease to surprise me, Blue Hedgehog. I thought that capsule you were in exploded in space.
I guess it's gonna be one of those things where,
I die hard.
we'll have to see.
You actually saved me, you know.
Nobody ever really knows whenever a Sonic game comes out if it's gonna be good anyway.
But there's no way you could have activated the Chaos Control
As much as I like being able to play as other characters, it was janky and kind of bullshit. I also hated the new ending.
Just looking like me.
Gotcha.
What are you anyway?
I know they updated Knuckles' movement to be more like Sonic Adventure 2. So at least they fixed that,
I see.
where he's not as like rigid to fly around with.
Your adventuring days are coming to an end.
So they're listening to the fan input in some way.
Before this is over.
The thing is, people loved Superstars 2 and others hated it. It's just what... Oh, hang on.
But this is the ultimate.
It is just what audience they pull in with any game. Yeah, Superstars... I was not a fan of Superstars. It was basically just new Super Sonic Bros. That's essentially what they did. I also don't know why Sega likes to keep fusing classic Sonic with modern Sonic. They should just keep him in his own sub-series, kind of like what Capcom does with Mega Man. It would be like if they made like a 3D Mega Man X, and then they threw in classic Mega Man as like a side character. They shouldn't do that. Well, listening to fans is why they had the physics slider too. Okay, I didn't know that. Should probably get a bot for Twitch that disables one of the bots that show up. I just hope that Superstars being crap doesn't mean they will give up on 2D Sonic. Yeah, same here. It's not that 2D Sonic sucks, it's just that Superstars was such a mediocre game. God damn it. Because Frontiers and Sonic X Shadow were huge successes for them. Yeah, you're not wrong. And it's funny, too, because people used to say back in the day that, oh, you know, 3D Sonic sucks, I prefer 2D. 2D was just so much better. But over the past 5 years, they've been proven wrong. There is a way to fuck up 2D Sonic, just like any other game. There we go. Still hasn't done his superpower thing yet. He just jumped off. Should be harder to screw up 2D Sonic because you're working with less. Yeah, Sonic 4 was also pretty bad. I would say that Sonic 4 is worse, just because it's, like, the level design is bullshit. I had the mobile port of that game, though. That one was better than the Steam port, at least.
Game over, Shadow.
Alright, excellent.
Sonic, I did it.
Sega tends to throw the baby out with the bathwater after one failure when it comes to Sonic games.
Sonic!
Yeah, they keep trying to reinvent the wheel when all they have to do is just stick to a formula that works and just improve upon it. Although I do appreciate the experimentation, they need to have some more consistency. Sonic 4 is just lazy design personified. Yeah. And also the graphics don't really mesh well with the environments. Alright, well, that's the end of the hero story. I did do a poll on my YouTube channel that was asking people what I wanted to, or what they wanted me to stream for Sundays now that I beat Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. It's looking like Freedom Planet 2 might be the winner, but we'll see. Sonic 4 was horrible, yep. Considering Sonic 4 was supposed to be a mobile game, Sega didn't likely care about much originally. Yeah. I played the first couple of levels of Freedom Planet 2 and then quit, lol. Yeah, I beat and reviewed Freedom Planet 1. It's not a good game in my opinion, especially the later levels. They were fucking horrible. But from what I hear, Freedom Planet 2 is good. I'm willing to give it a shot. So, yeah, like, if it ends up winning the poll by Sunday, I think is how long it's gonna last. I'll end up streaming that on Sundays, so. Later levels sucked ass, yep. Especially when they throw like 100 enemies at you that require like 10 hits for you to kill them. Like, that's not fun. I don't know why people like to pretend that's fun. Especially when they give you no power-ups or an upgrade system to make your moves more versatile. Like, you needed more AoE attacks for some of those enemies that they throw at you. But, Sonic Mania didn't exist back then, so that's basically the closest thing people were gonna get if they wanted something that was structured like Sonic 3 and Knuckles, but had the graphical fidelity of Sonic CD. The dragon fight with Lilac, oh my fucking god. Yep, and also the fight with that panda guy, when you were playing as Carol, you had to fight like 100 enemies before you got to him. And his attacks are fucking unavoidable, and your attacks have such short range that you have to be basically like on him the entire fight for you to... Like, you're basically just trading blows until you have the chance of winning. So yeah, I might end up streaming Freedom Planet 2 on Sunday if it wins in the poll. The other options that people can vote on are going to be Thief 1, The Last of Us Part 1, and Nier Replicant, so... Before I go, I just want to give a shout out to Gaseous, Mistavids, Cletus, as well as New Dawn Horizon and Agent Ice for joining the stream.
Eggman steals the research
And
from a
Tailfin.
military base located on an island
So,
to the south. The military's top secret weapon.
Yep, I will be streaming some more Legend of Dragoon on Friday.